Okay, so you want to introduce what we're doing first, Dad?
Yes, we're standing next to a location. The lake is right here behind us. Camp Lenore sort of over that way. The dam is there. This was just a nice bare hillock, just the Hinsdale side of the turnpike. I mean the causeway, and it was the site of the casino, the Hinsdale Casino. Wow. And it was a building about 30 by 50 maybe, and it had a lot of well, it had a porch all the way around it, a covered porch. They had music there on the weekends, on Friday or Saturday. They always had a band during July and August. And the camp counselors and the waitresses from Taconic and Lenore were coming down here, so the boys from Hinsdale would come up and meet them and dance with them.
And they were singing to drink.
They were playing contemporary music of the time, which is like 30s and early 40s, 30s I guess, late 30s. A tisket, a tisket. Stuff like that.
And we don't look anything like Alabama.
Now, one of the important things, I'm going to talk about Camp Lenore in a minute, because I worked there, and Sam worked there, and Dave worked there, and they all dated those girls. Now, they don't seem to remember this, but I do.
I remember arm wrestling with Ernie Fitzroy at the bar wrestling.
And Dan was working there.
Well, Dan worked up there, and Sam and Dan ultimately.
This is where they met.
This is where they met? At
Camp Lenore.
They met at Camp Lenore,
Wow.
where he worked as a handyman, truck driver, stuff like that, like Dave did.
She might have been a
Dave, you were in the kitchen.
I was a kitchen helper. I was a busboy.
Dave did.
They did all I
Highly
did was carry
skilled labor.
dishes and clean tables off and stuff like that. It was very
You didn't
dignified.
entertain them with your...
Yeah, some of those campers were very young and not very interesting, but there was a few of them that weren't so young.
No, not the campers.
And much more interesting?
Not guys like you.
If you were bus boys,
You could date the waitresses. The waitresses were a whole separate...
Doug was a stable boy.
no, we
You
got
recall-
to be
Never went to
careful
a
what
camp
we
that had
say.
waitresses.
Doug was a stable boy.
A stable boy.
I was a stable boy. I'll tell that story because we can't really park up there. I was a stable boy. I actually refer to the title groom. I was the groom, and I took care of 6 horses, fed them, cleaned them, put bridles and saddles on them.
You probably met
at least twice a day, once in the
Did you
morning
brush
for
them
2
off?
classes. Yes, I brushed them off.
Feed them?
Feed them, and they had.
Ride them?
I you know, clean up and stuff like that, feed 'em. So it was a pretty good job. One of the campers at the time that I was there, I was only there 1 year, one of the campers, whose name was Billy, was a horse lady. You know, some of those kids just couldn't get
all of the horse
enough
manure.
horses. So she was always over and about. I don't know why she wasn't playing tennis or doing all the other stuff, the crafts and all that stuff, but she tended to be up to a lot. So I got to know Billy pretty well, and she was a very attractive young lady. Her name, I think, was Kaufman, Billy Kaufman. Okay, that's the end of the story.
She was a horse lady.
Fast
She was
forward.
memorable.
Fast forward about 35 years. Sometime in the 70s, I think I came. We were coming up to Windsor on weekends, and we used to stop and see Bo Meyer, who was a friend of ours in Peru, and they had like the supplement of the Eagle that has a sort of a magazine section of a paper that comes out on Thursday, a lot of entertainment and stuff. There's an article by a lady by the name of Beverly Fox from Brookline, Massachusetts, talking about her days up at Camp Lenore and the groom. Dougie.
No, the
You're-
stable boy Dougie.
Oh, she called
Oh,
him
yeah,
the
the
stable boy
The stable
Dougie.
boy Dougie.
What did
I
she
still
say
have
about
the
you?
article.
Just that she remembered you? Or
Oh, there was some things that, you know, her side of that story doesn't match
Because
my
she
side.
claimed that they were planning to elope, and he denies that.
oh my
So
God.
that's
Wow. Did you save the article?
Yeah, he-
Well, I
he said
don't,
the article.
it's gotta be the same person.
Yeah,
I never
mentioned
did look
Dougie,
it up.
the
I mean, I
stable
could
boy
have called
came
her.
along, of course.
But anyway, now, you know, if we don't keep moving,
I know.
Well, I got memories.